What's good in the hood, everybody? Today, me and Mikey are out at Silver Creek Park in Manitowoc. For those of you unfamiliar, the Silver Cup is held here every year. It was a Silver Series event in 2020, so this course is awesome, and I'm going to take you guys through it.
How's it going, everybody? Today, Mikey and I are at Silver Creek, like I just mentioned, and I am going to show you most of the holes here for sake of the video not being a half hour long. I did cut out some of the holes that are a little more repetitive and not a staple of the course, really. So here's hole one. Mikey already starting hot with a big putt. My shot almost made it into the creek that really makes its way through these wooded holes here. Now we are in the open here, about a 240-foot shot or so. Both of us are looking to throw something just kind of a hyzer right at it. The righty hyzer line is a little cut off because of those trees over there on the right, so Mikey's going a little more straight at it with an understable putter. Worked out just fine. Here's my putt. Cash it in. Feels good to make a putt. I don't make very many putts today in this video, so there you go. You get to see one early. Hole 3 here from the long tee pad. We're playing all long tee pads here in this round. It's either a flex forehand through this tight gap or, like Mikey's showing you, the big over-the-top route. The flex forehand is super tight. You got to try to beat the corner the best you can. So yeah, here I am taking a steal out of Mikey's book there, trying to jam this one over the trees and near the basket. End up a little bit short. I think I putt from a different disc here. Yeah, I threw another one that's slightly more understable to get a little more glide, but right at the edge of the circle, and did not put enough air under it to get it to the basket. Mikey makes the correction from about 5 feet closer and makes it home. So I believe this is hole 5 now. There are 2 basket locations. We're going for the long one first. That is my star wraith, and that is the last good throw you'll ever see with that particular wraith, because I lost it later in this round. But I think in the tournament, the Silver Cup that I'll be playing in on the AM side, the short basket, which this shot is supposed to be going to, will be in play for the first round, and then in the last round we'll be playing to that long basket. So yeah, this round is more of a dual purpose round, not only to showcase the course to YouTube as Mikey jams home his 30-footer, but also to get in some practice at the course. I've played it a few times before. It's truly a pleasure to play here, but I just wanted to see the course again, and it was pretty much perfect, besides it being a little foggy. That putt was a little bit short. Again, that's kind of the common theme from outside of 30 feet for me, is leaving them very short. You know, relatively online, but short. So that is a mistake I need to fix. Going back uphill here on hole 6. Mikey showing me how it's done. That one gets up in the circle. I think he putts from a different one. You'll see he putts nearer to mine. Yeah, so this is about 50 feet and then uphill. Again, right on line, just leaving it short. Mikey from about 45 makes the correction. Of course, he jams it. You guys need to check out Mikey. He is going to be playing in the Junior World Championships in a couple of weeks. So if you guys are interested, hop on that pdgalive.com or maybe even UDisc and watch where he's at, because he's going to be making some moves soon.
Oh, I just hit a stump.
Unfortunately, that shot was not making moves except for into the rough. He left it a little bit low. I was able to push a putter all the way to the top of the hill here, putting on an elevated basket. They like to use a lot of elevation on holes, especially holes that already have elevation, to make them even harder. But there's always some sort of quirk about each hole. This one has a tight mandatory that I can't approach with a hyzer. I would go over the top, but instead I kind of have to punch one through the gap here and see how it gets a little sawed off, because I'm really afraid of missing that mandatory. But the way to get down there is to hyzer flip a distance driver down there. So hopefully I can correct that mistake come tournament day. Here I am approaching the long basket with my Firebird. Good little branch helping me out to get down there. But as you can see, the fairways are mowed perfectly. and the trees are scattered, but not, there's always a line. On every hole, there's always
Hopefully
a line.
I got a good shot of that.
It's never, poke and pray like some courses are. There's always a line, and it's always manicured beautifully. And for a free-to-play course that is, managed by the Manitowoc County Parks and Rec, I'm assuming, they keep it very well maintained. It is pretty awesome. I love playing it in the summer. I've never played it in the winter. I don't want the winter to ruin this course for me. I just love playing it when it's all lush and green.
We're gonna throw Obama.
That was a hyzer with a destroyer, probably about 420 feet or so, trying to get to the basket.
Oh,
Mikey
no.
trying to go hero shot.
That's all right. That's
Puts a little too much hyzer on there, and it's going to fade out into the next hole's fairway. Again, a putt from outside the circle, low. Just got to throw it up. Just got to throw it up and give it a chance.
It's not there today, folks.
Yeah, it's just a little off. Mikey here, hyzer flipping. I think that's a DD3. I could be mistaken. I know he has another one. Not exactly sure if that's what it is. But he is going between that tree and that Mando, leaving it slightly short, but a great shot. I'm going huge hyzer with a destroyer, trying to get past the short basket and get into putting range on the long basket. A little too much air under it. Didn't quite get all the way over. I would like to kind of push it a little lower and up the middle so I can get a little bit more of a skip. Again, from distance, long putt, leaving it low. So 3 on this hole is a great score. The road is all out of bounds, plus you got that mandatory to worry about, so not unhappy with
All right,
the
guys,
3.
this is the real reason we came here. Hole 14. Beautiful. Such a fun shot. Best hole in the course.
So yeah, hole 14 is my favorite shot to throw out of any course ever. I wouldn't call it my favorite hole, but such a fun shot. That is right on the edge of the circle. Feeling pretty cool about that, considering that the last time I played that hole, I had to flip up a wraith and get it all the way down there. Now I can kind of just fling a destroyer on hyzer and let it kind of go the whole way. So that feels good and knows that I am making progress with distance. And then talking about distance, Mikey just pins it on straight hyzer. That thing never even flipped a flat.
Look at us.
Just unbelievable shot.
Face of the future right here, me and Mikey. For real. Before you even know it.
Yeah, before you even know it, right? As I doink this putt for my 2. So one day I'll be a face of the future along with Mikey here as he taps in a 2. Such a cool green. You have to worry about the creek long, and then you got to worry about that wall of trees short, and it kind of goes into a little cove. Super sick. Skipping a hole here, jumping to 16. Tight little gap, but again, there is a line. There are 2 lines. There are trees plentiful on many of these holes, but there's always a line. Both of those coming out low, but the hard padded ground, the dirt ground, letting it skip all the way to the basket. It's only about 235 feet or so. Maybe you guys saw the sign and I'm just completely off, but it's a very short hole. Both of those ending up within 3 feet of each other. I'm not sure if Mikey parred that or not. Moving to hole 18 now. There's actually a downed tree on 17's tee pad. So we kind of played it, but I scrapped the footage because it was terrible. But yeah, hole 18 is a big hyzer for the righty. It goes downhill, probably about a 25 to 30 foot drop off right up in front of the tee. And you're just trying to get as far to the left as possible. You really can't get to the basket unless you go super inside with something a little more understable, so it kind of flips and glides. But then you'd be kind of pushing the long side here like Mikey was, and then you have an obstructed putt. So something overstable that's not going to go too deep like a zone is perfect for this hole, and you'll be taking an easy 3. Another beautiful fairway on this course, hole 18, super cool. This is hole 20 now, going with a turnover gateway shaman down the gap, the main gap, and absolutely parking it. Mikey showing you guys how to do it with the hyzer, zone, skip shot up to the pin, and he actually took the CTP from me. We're right in the bullseye, but he took the CTP.
Show me how it's done. Showed the folks on YouTube. But more impressive is that the lefty can hang with the righty.
So can I clutch up and make the putt? Probably, yes, I can. Whew.
Those come tournament Something about it just gets my heart going, you know?
Now we head under the bridge towards the lakefront holes here. This one, you take about 20 paces to the left there, and you are on a beach. You're literally on Lake Michigan. And I threw my tee shot a little bit low, still in the circle. Again, missing it low. That one was a little wide. Mikey's shot ended up landing right next to mine. And you can just see the difference between us. He throws it high, gave it a chance, and it hit the pole. I just got to give my putts a chance. Mikey's got it down. That shot was parked. Mikey's showing you guys how to do it with the forehand. Again, going with that DD3 or whatever it is. If it's not a DD3, I'm going to be embarrassed. But it's up there. Easy money. We're going to star frame this because I'm that confident in myself.
Oven, like Calvin Heimberg.
Obviously, I filmed this and already made this putt, so you guys can say whatever you want about me spoiling it, but just kidding. Easy money. Heading over to, gosh, I don't even know what hole this is. Probably like 23, 24. Going with a little hyzer down. It's about 180 feet with the elevation. I mean, it's in reality, as the crow flies, it's probably about 200. But this one, the slope is pretty significant all the way down to the basket, so you really don't need anything with power. You just need something that's going to fly straight as it floats down. You can see there I'm going standstill, forehand judge. That one actually almost aced it. It is just to the right of the basket. And for once, I knocked down my 15-footer, so what do you know? Maybe I'm onto something. Playing the super silver hole here. I've seen Anthony Barella park this with a righty backhand. I think that's honestly a tougher line. I got sneaky and got all the way down there and parked it, so that feels good. I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to replicate that shot, but that instinct I threw off the tee has been feeling money and shapes that fairway beautifully. Now heading to probably the most iconic hole on this course. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it surely has the coolest green on the course, as you'll see here in a second. Here's me making my approach from the rough, through the wrong disc most likely there, through something a little too understable, as I doink my shot off of the lighthouse on the green. Super sick green. All that fog out there, that is Lake Michigan. You cross that fence and you are underwater. It is crazy. It's almost like man-made, or at least man-sculpted so that there could be something there. Super sick. And obviously quite dangerous if you are a little bit errant on your approach or your drive. Here, this is hole 28 now. Mikey showing you the straight up the gut line. I am going huge hyzer over the trees. It's only about 280 feet or so. I think the sign says 260. I think that's accurate, but taking a destroyer and going way over the top gets you to about pin high. When throwing good. 1 out of 2 from 18. Not that good. I want to say now this is like hole 29 or 30. 400 and plus feet from the long tee. That one went about 20 long. Mikey going absolutely huge. And unfortunately, it's going to be left a bit short. Went a little too high. I think if he splits those two trees on the right, he could get all the way down there. Your boy leaving another putt short. What do you know? Come to know and love the short putt. I got to figure out how to just get some air under the gosh dang putter. This is the next hole. Tricky. Again, there's a mandatory there stopping righties from going with a huge hyzer. That one I sawed it off. A little bit of afraid of the rough, trying to be too perfect. But I put that one in the circle. And your boy from 20 feet or so, 25, that was the stroke. That was the stroke. Gave it some height. Gave it a chance. This hole is absolutely gorgeous. That tee shot was absolutely gorgeous. And I did delete the shot that lost that other star wraith I was throwing earlier and talking about. That is on camera, and I still have it in my camera roll. And to be honest, it was one of the worst shots I've ever thrown. So I will not be showing that to anyone. Only person seeing that is Mikey because he was there. Again, 35 feet, leaving 2 putts short. Heading to the second to last hole. This hole is straight, but the line is a lefty turnover, a righty hyzer. no matter which basket you go to, it's really the same. The long basket is about 30 feet further, which I actually parked in front of AB with my lefty backhand. He was really impressed, so that's one of the highlights of my life. Here's Mikey, final hole, ending it right with a little skip up to the pin.
Oh, park job to seal
Bing,
it. Oh, you hit
right
the
off the
pin.
pole. I am trying to replicate that with my Cayman. Going out wide, needs to sit. Almost a sit. Got a good bounce off the ground there to park it. And tapping in for the final birdie on the day.
Alright, that's going to do it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this course review. I will have already given my thoughts, or I will give my thoughts, I suppose, to some B-roll in a second. So stay tuned if you want to know what I think about this course. But that's going to be it for me today and Mikey. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.
All right, so here's some B-roll I got. I believe this is hole 5, or 4, sorry. One or the other. So let's talk about this course. So first and foremost, you guys definitely noticed it. This course is beautiful and it is well maintained. Everything is mowed. I have never had a problem ever with something being, never cut or, too long. The baskets are beautiful. The red colors on the baskets, honestly, is one of my favorite things. Here we are walking over the creek. The creek is just beautiful, and they use the creek to the course's advantage by designing holes around it and adding some difficulty. It really is 2 courses here. It is a 36-hole layout on the main layout, but it is really 2 courses. The first 14, holes are pretty much wide open, and you go back into the woods a little bit, and then the last 18 holes are mostly tightly wooded along the lake, and then you come out and play a couple open holes. You're along Lake Michigan, and honestly, with it being this foggy, it was pretty incredible. But for the most part, it's usually absolutely stunning. Even when it was foggy, it's just super awesome being, along Lake Michigan, such a large body of water. The flow is great from hole to hole. You know where you're going. There's a few times where you could get lost. Getting to hole 19 is where it really feels like a separate course because it's kind of everything in there is a little bit weird and kind of mangled. But for the most part, there really is not an issue with that at all. Beyond that, the tee pads are great. Tee signs are great. Never have an issue with those. The tee pads were often pretty wet because it did rain the night before in this round, and not once did I slip. This course is always a pleasure to play. Again, with it being so well maintained, it is really a destination course. The layout's incredible, challenging for those who want to have a challenging layout, and definitely worth a 2-hour drive to play there. Among other courses that I have played, this remains my favorite. You guys have seen on this channel that I have played Northwoods Gold. I have played McNaughton. You guys are unaware, but I did play Wilderness. I've played all these incredible courses. Rolling Ridge, Silver Fox. And none of them have beaten Silver Creek yet. This place is immaculate in my opinion. There's something for everybody here, and it is just a beautiful park, beautiful property. If you guys are within the 2-hour drive, I recommend going and playing because it is awesome. The Manitowoc area is beautiful, and there is enough golf to play for an entire weekend. So thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it for me. I will catch you in the next one.